The total solar eclipse are going to fill up the freeway, so make sure you save yourself a headache on the highway and know before you go. First, you want to be sure that you top off your gas tank. And not only do you want to pack these essentials, you also want to pack your patience because we are going to be experiencing some heavy delays today. So make sure that you pack your car with water, snacks, and a battery-operated phone charger. You also want to plan your destination in advance. So make sure that you have your route, a backup route, just in case any of those roads that you were planning to take are closed, and also have a parking spot either reserved in advance or have a couple of ideas of where you want to park your car once you arrive. And just in case, you don't want to rely solely on your GPS. So have a paper map with you as well. You also want to be prepared to be stuck in traffic jams with heavy delays. So just in case, you want to make an emergency communication plan and include those pets just in case you're all traveling separately. And you also want to have that too for once you arrive at your destination. Pack an emergency kit in your car. This is just in case you experience any sort of breakdown or emergency in your car and you're stuck in traffic. Speaking of traffic, you also want to be sure that you are obeying the move over law anytime you see the flashing lights of those first responders. And you want to be sure that you are observing this not just today during the solar eclipse, but any day. So that means that you want to give those first responders an extra lane of space so that they can clear any crash or breakdown safely and swiftly. But if you're not able to give them that extra lane of space, you want to go as slowly as you can around them. And do not park on privately owned land unless approved. So this can include any side road or any field. Perhaps if there's property that you think you could pull over to, just make sure that you get approval first before you do that. We don't want anyone to get towed today. Do not stop on the side of the roadway to view the eclipse. This is going to be crucial. You're going to be seeing this all over those signs on the ODOT signs on the highway. So do not stop there. And you also want to be sure that you are not going anywhere on the side of the road too. That's also not going to be allowed today. Now this should go without saying, but do not wear your eclipse glasses while you're driving. All it takes is wearing them once to see that you can't see anything, let alone the roadway. So do not wear these while you are driving during the solar eclipse, or really any time actually. And you should also not try to take any photo or video while you are driving. Have a passenger do that, or just catch the coverage on cleveland19.com later if you absolutely have to be on the road and you can't pull over because you're not supposed to, and watch it for yourself. Also, like I said, you're going to be stuck in these traffic jams. You want to be sure that you're not only packing your patience, but also being responsible. Do not call 911 for traffic jams unless there is actually an emergency. Dispatchers do expect their lines to be filled today, so make sure that you are only calling 911 if there is a true emergency. And you want to keep your headlights on, not just while your wipers are on today, if there's any rain, as you always should, but you do want to make sure that your headlights are on for the solar eclipse. So when it gets dark out, you want to be sure that all of those cars can see you just as if it were nighttime already. So do not rely on your automatic lights to do that. Make sure that you turn them on so that everyone can see you and you can be safer. You also want to watch for pedestrians who may be looking up at the sky. So if you're going to be on those side roads, do watch out for anyone who's perhaps not paying attention to where they're going. They're looking up. They're going to be needing you to at least be paying attention. But if you are a pedestrian, do watch where you're going. And lastly, you do want to be careful for parking on grass. Like the meteorologist said, there is going to be just a little bit of that rain. It was raining this morning. So you do want to be sure that you're not parking in an area where you can get stuck in the mud. So it's going to be probably pretty difficult for you to get a tow truck out there, especially with all of the traffic. So make sure that you have your parking spot in advance and it's not in a grassy area if your car is not equipped to handle those conditions. So these are some tips for traffic that you should know before you go. But for any of those crashes, breakdowns, and slowdowns, you can watch Cleveland 19, and you could also go to cleveland19.com, and we will have a live First Alert traffic blog that will tell you all of the issues that you'll be seeing on the roads.